Thank you for tuning into my channel, middle distance races from the golden era. We've got the 1988 Olympics here. Just a quick note about comments on my channel. I don't want any comments on performance enhancing drugs. If I see any from anybody in any context whatsoever, I hide the user from the channel. It means that user can make comments, but nobody else can see them but the user. So, okay, let's go on with this. 1988, a lot was expected of Steve Cram. He disappointed in 1987 at the World Championships. So let's see how he does in 1988 Olympic final.
Former European indoor champion. 6'6",
As you can see, Peter Elliott's there. Fabulous British runner throughout the 80s. He beat Coe in 1984, the Olympic trials. He was not selected, didn't get the chance to run. Coe, of course, won that. 84 gold. But he has ran some very fast times at 800 meters and 1500 meters.
Kenyan Olympic trials, silver in the World Junior 1500. Marcus O'Sullivan, the world indoor champion.
Let's just move it along a bit and let's get going with this race. So we've got Steve Cram. Of course, he was in fairly reasonable form in some of the races I've seen in 88. I think he won the Dream Mile in 88. So he was clearly capable of winning a big competition like this. So I'm not too sure what happened with Abdi Bili. Maybe somebody in the comments will say he doesn't seem to be in this race. Why wasn't he in it? Because I would have thought he would have been one of the favourites. Steve Scott, twilight of his career really, way past his best. So he was one of the leading milers from the 80s, the late 70s and the 80s. Never won a big championship. Second to Steve Cram in 1983 in the World Championship, his best year really. So Cram is there. Let's see what they go through the first lap. Quite slowish, 59.65. So it's going to be a sprinter's, a fast finisher's race really. Cram's long surge from 300 meters out was extremely effective when he was in top form. Nobody could really match it. But we saw what happened to him in 87. His legs turned to rubber in the straight. I mean, in this race, for example, had Steve Cram been in his 86 European Championship form, I'm pretty convinced he would have won it with ease, but sadly, that's not how it works. It's the form you're in when the championship is run. So let's see, second lap. Amazing. Second lap is even slower, well, marginally slower, so it's only a couple of 2 or 3 seconds slower than the Moscow race. And they're starting to wind up here. You can see they're starting to
the leader, Peter Rono. Atkinson in second place. Crams followed all the lead all the time. The other Kenyan up there is Jasiri, and right at the back is Chariot.
Cram's in a good position here.
Steve Scott's pulled out. Peter Elliott is boxed as they come to the bell. Still Rono leading.
I think I was watching this at the time, remembering what had happened in 87, so I was not really 100% confident about Cram winning this.
Race really boiling and bubbling now.
He'd also run the 800. A lot of people think that was a bad decision.
Elliott in second place, Atkinson third, Cram 4, Harold.
So they've sped up there. And Rono is looking really quite sprightly in the front. But you'd think, I mean, at this stage, I think when I was watching it, I was thinking that Cram could maybe take it, or Elliott even. I didn't think that Rono would hold on, to be honest with you. So Cram looks better than he does in 87, but still.
Elliott chasing Rono, but he can't get there. Rono wins. Elliott second.
Elliott got a superb silver medal.
Grand four.
Only really
2 places in the first 4, but not the gold. And what a run that was by yet another good Kenyan. They really find him, and this is a new one as well.
Elliott's got to be kind of happy with that, to win a silver medal in the 1500 metres. But, you know, he's been beaten by a runner there that looks like he's come from absolutely nowhere. I don't know what his previous form was, or, you know, how he'd been on the European circuit. Cram there. Well, let's have a look at his face. Well, I don't know. What can you say? One of the great 1500 metre runners from the 1980s, and all he's got to show for it from the Olympics is 1 silver medal. It's quite sad, really. I feel really sad from a British perspective that his best years, really 83, 85 and 86, he was in virtually unbeatable form. And unfortunately, 87 and 88, it just fell to pieces for him. And you can see the look on his face there. He knows that he knows that that's it. He's not going to get another chance to win an Olympic gold medal. And his arch rival, Sebastian Coe, has got 2 Olympic gold medals framed, sitting above his mantelpiece in all their pride and glory for all the world to see. And all Cram has got is a World Championship gold medal, which, you know, fair enough. Coe never won the World Championship, but any top miler would want to have under his belt an Olympic gold medal. In Steve Ovette's case, of course, he's got his Olympic 800 metre gold. He's an Olympic champion. He set multiple world records. His career is complete, really. Cram also set multiple world records, but I'm sure he's very dissatisfied that he never won an Olympic gold medal. But great milers don't always win gold. I mean, like Jim Ryan, he was a great miler and he never won an Olympic gold. He also got a silver medal behind Kip Keino. So it's hard for me to watch that after following Cram's career in the 80s. I really hope that he would crown his career with an 87 and 88, 2 gold medals, and then that would be it. But it didn't happen. But credit to Peter Rono. He ran a fantastic race. I love the way that he took it on at the front, and he just stuck there. It's sort of reminiscent of Philbert Bailly, the way that Bailly would go. You know, he went to the front in 74 and he stayed there, and it's a similar kind of runner, really impressive front runner. He didn't really seem to do much after the Olympics, but credit to him. Peter Elliott, great run. I'm sure that he's really pleased that he was a silver medalist in the Olympics. He was never an absolutely elite miler like Cram, Coe and Ovett, so I suppose a silver medal is fitting. But then again, he could have quite easily been the Olympic champion in 88 had Peter Rono not been there, or had he run a bit better. That's enough from me. Let me know, what do you think of the way that Cram's career concluded like that, and whether you also share my disappointment in the way that it happened, and also whether maybe he shouldn't have run the 800 meters and whether it would have made a difference. Some people think that he tired himself out in the 800 unnecessarily, where he won nothing. He got to the 1500 meter runner. You see, with Coe in 84 and 80, the 800 actually did him a lot of good. You know, it shook away all the cobwebs from his legs, and he was getting better and better. So in 80 and 84, him doing the 800 helped him. But a lot of people have suggested that maybe Cram should not have run the 800. Okay, let me know what you think. I'll be back again soon with another video. Thank you very much for supporting my channel. Bye.